Set the cup. All right. On to our day 3 of training, which would be the partner rounds. Partner rounds are really good. Along with the previous 2 cycles, this allows you to truly train something with a partner that's combat applicable. The beautiful thing about partner rounds is that you are throwing something and they are blocking something intentionally, right? It's thrown intentionally, it's blocked intentionally. And that's kind of the beauty of the partner rounds. So what I like to do is set it for a Tabata timer, no breaks. And that's on purpose. I want them training these techniques back and forth, all right? The more times that you train repetitions, the more quickly you build a natural response. For those of you who have been inside biology, you would know that it takes 300 to 500 repetitions to make one natural movement. And then on, you've now created that neuronic pathway, right? That neuronic pathway of efficiency is created after every repetition, becomes easier and cleaner and more natural every single time. A neuronic pathway, which is what we do when we train martial arts, constant repetition, that creates an easier and easier path of less resistance. Think of it like Christmas. During Christmas or winter, right? You go out sledding. Well, the first time you go down that hill, it's a little bit rough. Not only are you not going very fast, you're not going anywhere at all, right? 3rd time, make some progress. 5th time, might make it to the bottom of the hill. By the time you hit the 20th time, you are now racing down that hill at lightning speed. Why? Because you've made that smoother and smoother and smoother. And that is that neuronic pathway that you create as a trainer with your student. All of those movements become more efficient over time. And the more repetitions we do, which is what this whole training program is based around, is how to increase repetitions, because as Americans and those of you who are not directly in a Muay Thai school, it's really hard to get those repetitions in like they do in Thailand, where they're training 6 to 8 hours a day. Most people do not have that luxury. So this program is created specifically around creating redundancy to create neuronic pathways, efficiency of movement, shorter amount of time. All right. So I said all that to say what we do in these rounds then is, after, of course, jump rope, shadow box. After that, then we go ahead and we can play a combat game like teep tag, right? And then we go into our round 1. Now, our round 1 is going to be based on that jab cross, right? So that in that jab cross, don't tell the student to only pick 1 or 2 defenses. Have them train a couple, right? Maybe as the student is going, you go boom, and it's a jab stop, right? And then it's a jab shield, right, with your forearm. Or it's a jab fade back, right? So give them a couple options. Students like having options, but don't give them too many either. You want to give them just 2 or 3 to play with. 2 or 3 is more than enough. You want to set a 20 to 30 second Tabata timer, no break. This way, everybody's getting the max amount of reps in. And that's the whole idea, is the max amount of reps. Make sure everyone understands the drill before you start, so that way you do have the maximum amount of reps. Make sure all the explanations are out of the way. And then walk around the room and help them, right? And that is round 1. Now in round 2, of course, we continue with what we were just doing, but we add a kick. And because everybody is fully geared up and you have your shin guards on, you can go ahead, feel free to block and be efficient. Be efficient. Once you start adding the kick, you want to make sure that they're adding the high guard in, so that way their face is always protected, right? And that their opponent can't move in on them. Emphasize good structure. So it's not only repetition, but it's good repetition. Look for those movements. Look for the block. So that's it for round 2. It's pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Again, you're using the jab cross. And as partners, as you train back and forth, emphasize they should be going high and low, especially in round two, right? Especially in round two, you're amping it up a little bit. So in round two, you're using different heights for that jab cross. They can use the parry, inside deflection, pop, right? Block, right? So you're moving into that next stage and you're increasing those repetitions, right? And that's round two. Now in round three, you want to go ahead and add that teep at the end to help with understanding distance and how to get the opponent off of you. So the partner, of course, when that comes in after the block, can use an inside deflection or a scoop as that teep comes in. It really emphasizes good distance control as you're doing this. Again, sticking with those timers so that you know who is offense, who is defense, and getting the max amount of reps in. Science. Now, that being said, remember, you're probably going to have some spare time after this. So you can throw in some combat games. What I usually do with our students is I'll have them lanchan. Lanchan is the touch sparring, super light, super easy. And then what you want to do is just rotate it. I usually use 1 minute timer. And every 1 minute, they are rotating partners. Every 1 minute, they're rotating partners. It keeps it fun, keeps it engaged. They get to train with all of their teammates, and they get a chance to experience the differences in height, body type, distance. It's a good, very good experience. And that's your night. So to go.